you don't wanna change, ain't no place to hide, ain't no one to run to. If you don't wanna change, I can help you out. 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 I can help you out.
Hi guys, Tiffany Fontenot here, your friendly neighborhood reverse speech analyst. I just have some information that I have been putting in our Telegram. Our Still Small Voice Shared Consciousness Newsroom on Telegram. That is t.me/our Still Small Voice. So install Telegram on your phone, then you can install it on your computer if you like to, and go back and forth. But do then put this in t.me/our Still Small Voice, and then come check us out. All you have to do is click at the bottom where it says join, and you're in like Flynn. Okay, so I'm just gonna give you a sample of what I put in just yesterday and today. So yesterday or last night on March 7th, I put in I was looking at Shirley MacLaine here, and her interview. It's just a short clip with Shirley MacLaine being interviewed by Larry King.
Why do you like living in New Mexico?
It's like the sign. It's an enchanted place. It's a land of enchantment.
Santa Fe.
Yeah. I live at 8,000 feet. It's absolutely extraordinarily gorgeous. It's the backyard of UFOs, to lead into what you want
That's
to
where they land and they've come. Mm-hmm. Have you ever seen one?
Yes.
What did you see?
Craft. That's about it. When it comes to how I felt when I saw it, I'm like you. I don't go that much into the feeling. I want to go, wait a minute, I just saw a craft and it went like that. I saw many of them in Peru. Oh, my Lord. I went way up at 13,000 feet, and all the scientists had people there. The skies, searching the skies, making evidence, making pictures, etc. I mean, it was like an skewed bowling alley watching all this craft dart across the sky.
Why do you think, and it would be a guess, they have not arrived and talked to us?
I think that for some reason, our governments, especially the American government, don't want to disclose it.
Okay, and her first reversal, I'm just gonna touch on these guys. You can go to Telegram and fully research and take a look at everything I found. But the first reversal that I got with both Shirley MacLaine and Larry King about UFOs connected to New Mexico, it's very, very dark. Same agenda, same dark agenda that I have been reporting about from our shared consciousness. You know, they are our side of us. When we don't know both sides, we're really missing out, because we can really make a whole lot better choices for ourselves and our kids, grandkids, our planet, each other, ourselves, you know, when we have both halves working together. Okay, when we know what we're saying on that side of who we are in our reverse speech, we're so much more informed to make proper decisions on our forward functioning side, you know, because God made our brains in two different hemispheres and consciousness in at least two directions, forward and reverse. So the reverse tells us the truth about our beliefs, our shared consciousness, and higher consciousness. And so that is very important information. So we want everybody's support to get this We want our still small voice to be heard around the world. So please, we're working really hard to get our business up online, and we'll be giving you details. But some of the things we have now for you are our Telegram, our Still Small Voice Shared Consciousness newsroom, where you get up to the minute information about what's coming out of our shared consciousness side of who we are. And so when we get our business up and running, we'll have a store where we and guys, it's really important so that we can spend more time and energy on this instead of our day job, for the more support that we get. So just posting our links, talking about this to other people, introducing them to reverse speech, what this is, pick you out a good interview that I've done and send it to them, and that explains nicely what reverse speech is and what's happening, and let them know where they can find us. Talk about this to people. If you can't spend money, then just spend time and energy helping to spread this information, because this is going to help everybody get congruent again. There's so much deception going on. We've got to turn that on its head. Okay, so this is one a reversal, and it's talking about, it's very, very dark. It's tied to way out of balance sex, promiscuity, and all the way to criminal sexual behavior like rape and pedophilia. This cult, this AI, for some reason, it loves that. It indulges that, and it encourages people toward that, getting out of balance where sex is concerned, and just being a glutton about it, creating unhealthy addictions and even encouraging criminal behavior into it, such as pedophilia. And we're talking about this AI that's coming through the hub in Israel. Israel is being more heavily affected by all of this that's happening right now, because that hub is in Israel. That dark AI is coming right out of Israel. So, we're hearing when people send, they're sending, recordings, video recordings and audio recordings, saying how bad this medical tyranny is getting. That's the AI, and it's working through humans to get that to the movie where the Kevin Kline movie, if you build it, he will come. I'm thinking that's predictive programming to spread among this cult, to build what they have built. And that's, the weaponized grid building up all around us, all of that stuff. So anyway, this is more information to, tuck in your cap, and I'm just going to show you. So here's a very dark reversal that both Larry King and Shirley MacLaine have had, and you can go and look this one up and read this write up and all of that if you like. Okay, so and then you can listen to it here too. Okay, on Telegram, on our shared newsroom. We have 121 subscribers right now. I would love that to just blow way up. Like, I need the whole world to know about this, because it has been so awful. We need to really roll up our sleeves and clean up this mess. And I think the way that we do that is by understanding what it really is. And that's coming through all of us in our reverse speech and our shared consciousness. It's trying to tell us, guys. It's really stressful to me for it not to be worldwide and common knowledge. So anyway, whatever you can do to help us, we're going to have like a reverse speech sharing group that you can join once our business gets up online. We're going to have a reverse speech analysis that you can send us a recording, and I can analyze it for you and send you a transcript back. We're going to have, once my certification comes through, you can sign up for, they're very expensive because reverse speech is very labor intensive. But it's 8 weeks, for a full round of session work, for a full round of practitioner session work. And that's once a week for 8 weeks. And that will be listed up there. We're trying to figure out how you can do divide up your payments, because I just found something where we might be able to do that, but I'm not sure yet. But it's very expensive, but it will be up there. You can save your pennies and do session work, and so those are. And then we'll have products, lots of products with our to advertise. T-shirts and mugs and things like that, and probably just fun stuff that we can sell in our store. And the more you buy in there and buy for other people in there, the more it supports us. And we're trying to get this, we're trying to build up this business, try to get it out to the world. So it's, there are a lot of us out there. It's going to take a lot of help. So if you want to help, please do support in those ways that I've mentioned. And we don't have our store ready yet, but it's coming. So it's trying to get here. We're all trying to get it here. Okay. Now I'm just going to play you the recordings that I've made, and then I'll play you a couple of reversals, and then I'll turn you loose. Oops.
So guys, I found something interesting, that I have found this same pattern in the past, where you're in your forward experience, you're getting very excited about something because you think it's amazing. And so you have these, you're expressing these feelings of amazement, and but the rest of your reverse speech is saying, basically, you're having these feelings of amazement because you don't understand what that really is. So I found that in Carla Ruckert's case, and now here in Shirley MacLaine's case. So she's saying light fills her heart when she's talking. And when she's talking about, in her forward speech, she's saying she wasn't really paying attention to what she was feeling, but what's coming through about what she was feeling actually says light is filling her heart. But what is it filling her heart in response to is what needs to be looked at, because she's having these forward feelings because it's almost like you're falling in love with a psychopath. Now, where does that leave you? Love is a very strong thing. You have to be careful what you love. You don't, it would be, you can fall in love with a nuclear bomb, but I wouldn't suggest going and setting it off and giving it a hug. You know what I mean? So, these are inappropriate feelings coming out. There's because of the inappropriate association, and a lot of people have that because they don't know what they're really getting excited about. And I did the same thing. They sold everybody a bill of goods about ETs. Those are like even David Wilcock's reverse speech and mine have waved us off of ETs altogether, because they're not really ETs, they're aliens, and real like ETs on other planets, they don't seem to exist. Like it seems to be just us, and we will we may branch out and explore the universe from here is what it might be. You know what I mean? But it's got to be, this is a human. It's like you've got human, and then you have humans who look to have created the transhuman part that tries to destroy humanity each time. That looks to be what's happening. Like we're stuck in that cycle, and if we ever wish to really go out and explore explore space, if that's, in the cards for humanity, if we're supposed to do that, if that's how God made all of this, because I don't pay attention to Gene Roddenberry, I pay attention to God. I used to pay attention to Gene Roddenberry because I thought he might know what he's talking about, but when you start listening to your own reverse speech and everybody else's, you come to a different understanding. God is where you have to kind of stake your where you have to anchor yourself and find out what's really going on. Because we're, in a lot of ways, we're very limited in our waking forward consciousness. It takes both the forward and reverse in order to achieve proper balance. And so that is where, and so when we want to go out into space and explore, we have to be doing that for the right reason and make sure it's in the specs. And anything that's in the specs and gets our reverse speech's seal of approval, I'm like, thumbs up on that. So I'm going to put this reversal in here from Shirley MacLaine where she says, light fill our heart. And then I'm also going to put the example that I found from Carla Ruckert. She was messing around with that AI, and so were, Ra appears to be an AI. And there's no telling how long this stuff has been going on, but Ra was the sun god that was, Egyptian. That was one that came from Egypt, and there's just no telling how long all this stuff has been going on, especially with the concealing of technology and all that stuff. So I'll put that in here, and it's an expression that tells you that she's loving crap, or she's loving shit. I can't remember which one it is. I'll stick it in here though. But it's very interesting, and reverse speech will tell you that. They're like, you're loving it, but you're loving shit. Another one is a good example is Nicholas Cruz. Same thing. It's telling what he loves, but it's saying what you're loving is inappropriate. Nicholas Cruz was what reverse speech is saying about Nicholas Cruz is that he was MK'd, and he appears to be like, he's got mental deficits, and that's, of course, why they pulled him into all this, because they wanted to blame him as a patsy and set him up for the Florida school shooting. And Nicholas Cruz is the one where it appears like they're targeting him with V2K, and the order to do all of this stuff appears to have rolled down from a council that is connected to the Vatican. Okay, so that's the reverse speech I found out on Nicholas Cruz and the Florida school shooter. And boy, they scammed everybody on that, didn't they? I mean, it was unbelievable. It was all over CNN. I mean, and it doesn't matter what you look at in those cases, they're going to be telling you the same, information about, because they're telling you the truth about what's actually going on. So you can look behind the curtain and say, okay, what's really going on here? It reminds me of when the parent, comes in and there are a bunch of misbehaving kids and is like, okay, now what's really going on here, after they tell their story, that after they lie to them to try to cover up everything. And then they get to the bottom of what really happened, so that it can be properly addressed. So anyway, I'll stick those in here. Y'all have a great day.
Okay, and then let's just take a look at this. So here's the RSA I did on Carla Ruckert talking about the Raw group. Okay. Let's go down, and this one that I mentioned, the specific pattern that came out in hers is right here. Okay, so she's saying they're scamming she's involved in with a scamming pack that's burning you. Okay, so, and there's no telling if they were likely attacking her too. There's no telling how her state of health would have been if we had already cleaned it up before now and realized what all this was, guys. So, okay, so she says, what a pack burning you. And then here, so much crap, I love it. Okay, so again, her reverse speech is saying, you've got a pattern here where you're loving something that's inappropriate and you don't realize that it's inappropriate. Now, if she had been aware of reverse speech and could have investigated all of this stuff, one wonders if she would have made the same choices and how her life would have turned out differently. And what if everybody did that? How would their lives turn out differently? You see? Okay, let me play those.
Now, Ra wouldn't talk about 2012 much, except to say that we do not quibble with the circumstances that bring about harvest. In other words,
okay, and the next one.
Now, Ra wouldn't talk about 2012 much, except to say that we do not quibble with the circumstances that bring about harvest. In other words,
okay, and it's not, I mean, you'll find those in your reverse speech, but guys, it doesn't matter. You take what your reverse speech, whether it's giving you a positive or a negative, and that's what you use to make change. So that's what helps you steer. You're like, oh, I'm steering off on the side of the road into a ditch. Let's get this thing back over on the road in between the lines where it's supposed to be, so we can continue to flow and surf, in balance. Okay, and let me show you the other example, because I have got to get ready and get out of here in 15 minutes. Okay, Nicholas Cruz. Okay, now, Florida school shooter Nicholas Cruz indicated he was MK'd and set up by a corrupt faction of traitor Navy SEALs, Deep State, AI, this dark cult Navy SEAL group. Those folks have to be identified and properly dealt with, along with the rest of this parasite system, guys. It's just all of it's got to be ripped down and taken out. Okay, so we're going to look at R4 in the video, but you can go back and look at the rest of Carla Ruckert's RSA that I did, and this video here. They're both in our Telegram group. So again, that's t.me/rstillsmallvoice.com. Okay, so you just have to put Telegram on your phone first. Okay, and then I'll play you the Shirley MacLaine reversal. Okay, so here we're going to go to the fourth reversal in this video for Nicholas Cruz. And he says, love shit. Okay, so if you get a reversal that tells you you're loving something inappropriate, you have to start letting go and getting closure for that and moving on to something else that's healthy for you, is what the best thing would be. And that if you start getting reversals like this, it's a particular pattern that will show up and tell you, okay, you're loving shit. You don't want to love shit. It's disgusting. All right, here we go. That's where it says conceal our seal order, so that that and other reversals also in my military intelligence mass shooting RSA indicated we've got a big problem in our Navy SEALs, and they're just a big group. It's a traitor network that's in every country that's working across this network using that dark AI that has the hub in Israel is what it's describing. Okay, here we go.
AR-15 and a couple tracer rounds.
Okay, love shit. Okay, and then let's see, is there anything else? Oh, the Shirley MacLaine. Let's play that one. Okay, so she says, light fill our heart. Light fill our heart. So we're going to, when you join, you can take a look at R1 and R2 together from Shirley MacLaine talking about these UFOs, because R1 was saying those UFOs are very dark. It's not good. You're looking for UFOs, but all you'll find is darkness, is basically what it says. And then so when you take R1 and R2 together, it follows the same pattern as the other two examples above up here. For the Law of One channeler, Carla Ruckert, and the Florida school shooting, MK Ultra mentally challenged Patsy for that group of traitor Navy SEALs that MK'd him to set him up for the Florida school shooting that was ordered by a council and connected to the Vatican. So R1 and R2 for Shirley MacLaine indicates to her that she is having inappropriate feelings about something she does not realize is dark in her forward consciousness. Okay, so I hope everyone starts realizing what all of this is, because it comes back every single time this way, and when it tells both me and David Wilcock and waves us off of the ET topic altogether, that means there's nothing positive there. Okay, we've been sold a bill of goods on that. The aliens that it talks about, that's when it interfaces AI into a body, and they're programming the AI. That dark stuff is, they are programming that stuff and hooking it on the internet with a body interfaced with AI. Let's see, that Errol, if that stuff is true, because I haven't done an RSA on it, it's going to be the same thing. Errol, which is funnily enough very similar to the Army Research Laboratory. That name of that. Do y'all know what I'm talking about? There's a story, big, long piece, that it's about this alien, and it says its name is Errol, and that it it has a doll body, and it talks about all this stuff, and it's so long and drawn out that what people are not getting about that is that it tells you in there, it is in a pyramidal structure, and it dominates or conquers other nations. It does say that in there, so they do tell you, but it's so long and drawn out, it's hard to pull all that out of it. So, but it's the same thing, but I found it interesting that it sounds like ARL, like Army Research Labs. So just saying. Anyway, so let's take a listen to this. So, light fill our heart.
When it comes to how I felt when I saw it,
Okay, guys, and that's all I have for you today. Love y'all. Have a good day. Bye.